relatives? You know who this is? This your girl, Way You Want Ha Win, aka Indy 41. And this is Natives Supporting Natives. Take a listen, relatives.
Good evening, I'm Dennis Ward. Welcome to APTN National News. A blockade at a Winnipeg landfill is still standing after an injunction order was granted to the city to have it removed on Friday. It went up after the province decided there wouldn't be a search for the remains of Indigenous women who are believed to be at a landfill north of the city. As protesters at Camp Morgan plan to expand their presence, experts are backing the calls for a search of the landfill. And as Tamara Pimentel reports, they say it is feasible and similar searches have been done in the past.
After months.
So you heard that, right? Experts say it's feasible that other searches have been done in the past, right? Let's get more current, okay?
It was done in a peaceful...
Here we go. Here we go. Just follow me, relatives. Now, you know I just got back from Seattle's first men's led Murdered and Missing Indigenous Relatives awareness event, right? Native Supporting Natives, Intertribal Radio, Lakota Tribes of Nebraska, Native Outlaws. I got a list that I can go on with, right? Second men's first led Murdered and Missing Indigenous Relatives events. First was Phoenix, then Seattle. See, there's a little toss-up between who is number one here. And when I say number one, I mean number one for ours, theirs, everyone's going missing or murdered, okay? Pay attention, I got something else I want you to listen to.
Brady landfill has been taken down. It went up roughly 2 weeks ago after the Manitoba government announced it will not support a search of landfills for the remains of missing and murdered Indigenous women. Tamara Pimentel has more.
Elder Geraldine Shingu smudges a red dress mural painted on the road to the Brady landfill. It's where a blockade stood moments before.
They just come in and sweep everything away, but they didn't sweep away all our prayers. They didn't sweep away all our voices or our way. We're still going to carry on.
The city of Winnipeg removed the blockade Tuesday morning in response to an injunction order that was granted last week. Inspector Gord Spado with Winnipeg Police says it was done in a peaceful way.
Protesters removed things they wanted to keep off of the roadway, and that allowed the city to come
see you,
in
Trey.
and removing the material that
I see you, First Nation,
Protesters had been blocking
Indigenous
the road
warriors
for
of
2
Camp
weeks
Morgan
after
standing there in the
Manitoba's
video.
Premier Heather Stephenson made the decision to not search the Brady or Prairie Green landfills.
You're listening, right,
They believe that
relatives?
Morgan Harris, Mercedes Myron, and Buffalo Woman can be in either landfill. At a press conference on Monday, experts told the media that a search is feasible and has been done many times before. And those calling on a search say it isn't over. Derek Nepenak is chief of Pine Creek First Nation and a cousin to Tanya Nepenak. whose remains may also be in the Brady landfill. She went missing in 2011. Police believe she was killed by an alleged serial killer.
For a very long time, we've been witnessing our loved ones ending up in this dump. And it's heartbreaking and it's tragic. And oftentimes we don't have the words to even speak about the violence that we witness in our lives day to day.
A camp called Camp Morgan will remain standing near the Brady landfill, and a new one is expected to be set up outside the Canadian Museum for Human Rights in Winnipeg, and that will be called Camp Mercedes. Before allowing the city to sweep up debris from the blockade,
Pay attention.
held a pipe ceremony to bring closure.
We need to continue their voice, bring their voice, because they want to go home. They want their families to take them home and rest. Like they deserve a proper burial.
Tamara Pimentel, APTN National News, Winnipeg.
Ain't no closure until all of our sisters and brothers and nephews and sons and daughters and granddaughters and grandsons, until all of them come home, right? Railways, highways, bridges, shut down, right? Ain't that what you said? Relatives. I'll tell you like this, there ain't no closure. There's no smudging. There's no closure until they come up out that landfill. You've got everyone's attention. You've got several sources behind you. Ones that say it's feasible. The others saying it's inhumane, right? Sacrilegious. They said 3 years, 3.5 years, right? And over 184 million. They spent that shit in 3.5 days going searching for that submarine. I just came from the fucking belly of the beast. Either location, whether it was Phoenix or Seattle. Seattle's right up underneath y'all. Y'all right there by the ports, right there along the ocean, right? 400,000 every fucking year have gone missing. 400,000. It's not just our issue, it's everyone's issue. And you think some of theirs ain't in Brady or Prairie? I'm real disappointed because there was an order that wasn't fulfilled. It was actually stopped. Remember? There was an order to go look for the remains of the first sister, right? And that came to a halt when they found another sister. So the first order has not been fulfilled, all right? Because it stopped because they found another. We've got very educated relatives amongst us. Some of y'all called out names of entertainers and entertainment. That's all they are. In those days, I had it confused, you know. I didn't know that the city actually shut it down, right? Then you made statements that should they not search, because that's originally what was stated, that bridges and railways and highways and would be shut down. Instead, you picked up peacefully, had a little closure smudging ceremony, right? Ain't no closure. Can't close that. Can't close that until you go and go to those sisters, brothers, are retrieved. Got relatives that know law. And from what I'm understanding from this is that no matter confession, no matter, whatever, still need physical evidence. In these days, the partial remains of a young lady right around, what is that, Red Lake, was found. Man. You've got enough backing you. You already got an order that was not fulfilled. It was shut down when they found the remains of another sister. Because they didn't get the remains, they went after. So that order is not fulfilled. It's a fucking crime scene. We know better, so we gotta motherfucking do better. I don't care how any of y'all receive this message. Shut that fucking shit down. Without that body or that physical fucking evidence, Jeremy gonna walk free, and you fucking know it. Stop being that system of support that keeps the fucking system in place. Relatives, any of you that know federal law, what is it? I see whatever, federal law or whatever, here or there. It's Indian law, indigenous law. Plenty of you relatives know law. I am asking you to go and help at the landfill. That first order wasn't, it didn't happen. It was halted when the remains of another sister were found. So you still got that on your side. And you have the backing. It's feasible. It's real feasible. And if you think setting up camp somewhere else is going to get the job done, I'm gonna have to say that I'm truly and highly disappointed. And those that you were name dropping, I'd love to hear what they've done, because I ain't heard nothing. This is Natives supporting Natives. We ain't holding our tongue over here, and will never, and we aren't a system of support that keeps the system in place. See this? My sisters are warriors. Now hope. Those that are out there on the front lines, be about it. Your uniforms have looked real nice throughout all this. Don't see a stain, a grass stain. I don't see nothing. No. How far this sets us back? Ain't no closure till they come home. Ain't no conviction without that evidence. Y'all better fucking handle shit.